transition defense early that, kind of got you guys in a little bit of a hole?
Well, the transition defense is a byproduct of your offensive spacing and shot selection, so that's not an effort thing as much as it's an execution thing. And then, so they beat us to a few of the loose balls, especially in that first half.
What happened from an execution standpoint on offense that you feel like broke down in this game?
Just our spacing, and then just being patient in our spacing. And they did a better job pressuring us. They did a better job helping at the rim and forcing us into some 2-on-1 reads. Sorry.
You talk a lot about physicality, kind of setting the tone there. It seemed like they had an emphasis, especially early on, kind of getting to the rim, getting in the paint. What did you see there? How do you feel like you guys responded to it?
To what? What part?
They're just kind of attacking the paint. They had more of, like, they're not kind of settling for threes. They kind of put the pressure on at the rim, it felt like.
Yeah, they did a good job, especially in pick and roll. So they tested our pick and roll defense. We have to get better at that. And then, like I said, I think a lot of that stuff in the paint came from transition because of our poor offensive spacing and rim decisions at times.
You took out the starters with about 5 minutes left in the game, kind of early in a playoff game. What went into that decision to do that at that time, and why not give them a little more time?
I just felt like that was what the best thing to do at that particular time, knowing we got another game coming up soon.
Did you think they just didn't have it tonight? Like,
I thought that was the best thing to do at that time. I didn't think it was that early.
Joe, this kind of felt a little like Game 2 against Miami, where they kind of drew you guys into taking more two-pointers. What were they doing defensively to kind of get you to get away from the three-point line and into the two-point shots?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. Obviously, their ball pressure was better. Their pickup points were higher. And I thought they did a better job kind of like closing out into our bodies, making it seem like we were open and putting us in indecision as whether we should shoot it or drive it. And when we did drive it, they did a good job collapsing and making us make the 2-on-1 reads, which they got some deflections on that. And I thought Mobley did a better job protecting the paint.
Did the misses feed into some defensive lapses? That seems to have been a tendency in the past. Is this kind of like a thing like that's kind of creeping back in a little bit?
I don't know if it's creeping back in, but I definitely think there were times in the game where we went through tough stretches offensively that it affected our defense. Yeah.
Joe, was this loss completely tactical? It was nothing mental? You guys didn't, it was not effort, 100% effort? Like, why did you guys lost by 28 points or whatever? Like, what happened?
I have to go back and watch the film, but I think when you lose a game like that, it could be a combination of tactics, combination of effort, combination of like a little bit of all those things at times. Not to say it was one thing the entire time, but it's probably a combination of those.
And you guys haven't had your ass kicked like this in a long time. How do you guys respond from this in 2 days? You guys generally have not lost like this all year.
You treat it as if the same way as you would a win. You come in tomorrow, you watch the film, and you get better for Game 3.
And what do you guys need to do to get better?
We'll learn that when we watch the film.
In the Miami series after Game 2, you said basically it's kind of like a process type thing where a good team's going to beat a team you're not expected to win every single game. Do you view it similarly to that, or is this different than that loss?
Yeah, it's a playoff series. You're playing against a really good team with really good players, well coached. So, yeah, I expect it to, like we said before, it takes what it takes. So I expect it to be difficult.
And did you like your looks for the most part, particularly from distance tonight?
From what I can recall, most of them. I'm sure there was a few of them that we could fight for, a better shot or better spacing, but I think for the most part they're okay.
Final question, Jared. Mitchell's been cooking and pick and roll, getting downhill this whole series. You have several defenders who are like some of the best in the league at covering a guy like that. What do you think he's getting at the point of attack to create that separation?
Creating separation before the point of attack. They're using off ball to get him off there. So he's got to be a little bit more physical on our off ball. He got some of those better communication. I think he hit one